Can I get a radio check, please? Good to see you too, Green. Green.
Well, it's a Wednesday night. Welcome, everybody. This is Racing for a Cause TV. I'm your host, Chris. I'm bringing you all the action here tonight from Myrtle Beach. It is the American Heart Association 100. And man, I've been waiting for a long time to do this one. I'm really excited. This is actually, I downloaded this track about 25 minutes ago. So I haven't raced it, and I don't know anything about it. It looks like they put down, 19 second laps or so. So it's going to be fast. I want to thank everybody that's come out to watch already. And if you don't know, if this is your first time out with us, one of our drivers, Justin Pinnell, who's talking in chat here, had back surgery just a couple weeks ago and made on the grid. I don't know why qualifying didn't work for me. I do apologize for that. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. But I'm having some issues. We'll see how it grids out here. But we're going to get it rolling right now. Your pole sitter tonight, the winner of last week's race in commanding fashion, A.J. Hamill, driving in the number 14 car, his outside, the number 91, Al Smith Jr. Starting third in the number 87, it's Ryan Nolan. Strong showing and qualifying from the man I was just talking about, the number 60, Justin Pinnell. JP for short. Andrew Hill, the number 77, starting fifth. Brian Rogers in the number 12. He brings that one in sixth. Terry Rennert. Terry in the number 2, starting in 7th position tonight, Peyton Johnson, running car number 85. He's starting in 8th. Rick Greenaway, the number 24. He's starting in 9th. Justin Napier in the 54 car. He's going to be starting in 10th. Phil Otto, the Flying Aussie, brings that 66 home, number 11. Zach Coyer in the 117. We're going to have to fix that number, Zach, starting 12th. And bringing up the rear of the field, Corey Cook is starting 13th in the number 29. Guys, that's our grid. We're going to get ready to go very, very soon. And, man, I can't wait. This is going to be good. We'll leave the music playing while we go under pace lap. It should be happening here pretty soon. And I can't wait. This is going to be fun. Again, I want to thank you guys for coming out tonight. If you haven't been out before and watched our stream, well, I'm not pro. I'll tell you straight up, I'm not a pro. I'm going to make mistakes. And like I said, this is the first time I've seen this track. It looks like a really nice pit road entrance right there. That's kind of cool. And yeah, I'm just really wanting to get this thing started. The car is going off the field right now, and I have a technical problem, so I may have to do something about that, because I want to be able to bring you all the action. Right now, my cameras are not working. Good stuff. Okay, yes, I am definitely having some issues here. Not a good way to start. Well, we're green flag racing. That's a plus. AJ Hamill up front, and now I've lost sound. I don't even know what's going on here. Bear with me, folks. You know what? It's going to get ugly for a minute. I apologize, but I've got to fix this. Billy Dodd joining us in chat. Billy, it's been a little while, bud. Good to see you out there. Bear with me here, guys. I'm trying to fix my cameras. I told you it was going to look ugly for a minute. Wow, that's a lot of information. Do I have cameras? Please, oh please, let me have cameras. Alright, well, little workaround. And like that, I am very sorry. We are on lap 6 of 100. I got all kinds of issues going on. Gonna have to talk to my man to fix this up for us, but we're gonna call it good enough to go. We are racing, and man, that's just too much. Well, let's take a peek here. We got a little information on the track. It is an oval configuration. Just a little over half a mile, 4 turns. We're on caution. Track elevation, 35.76 feet. It's 66 degrees, so grip should not be a problem out there tonight. And, of course, we're in Myrtle Beach. And, unfortunately, I see that Rick Greenaway on fire, so let's see if we can figure it out here. That's the 24 car, the autism car. Looks like he's in the middle of a couple. Phil Otto scrapes the wall just a little bit. The 44, Chris Mefford gets into him. Different braking spots right there. Oh, all kinds of bad right there. Not the way you wanted to start this race. Nonetheless, we are under caution. I guess we know about the track at this point. Stacy, good to see you out there, bud. I think it's possible that all of the bugs are worked out right now. Guys, don't hold me to it. But so far, as of right now, everything is working as intended. Hope it looks good finally. Hope it sounds good. We're on a lap 11 of 100. One early caution so far. You saw Rick Greenaway get touched from behind. That got him a little squirrely. Took out a couple of drivers. Phil Otto was one of those drivers. Looks like he's still on track. And Chris Mefford, also one of those drivers. Chris Mefford coming down pit road. Obviously getting some repair work done. There is a rule in this series. You're allowed to pit one time for tires. Be it 2 tires or 4, but only one time for tires. You can repair all you need to. You cannot take tires. So it's really introduced a little bit of track position versus new tires strategy, and it's been pretty darn fun to watch. Tony, yes sir, Jeff, you got it. Listen, I am going to be as accommodating as possible after the rough start we got going here. There's your man. I'll do you one better here. We'll give you Who am I on? There we go. And we'll give you one more look here at the front of Terry's car. As we go back, green flag racing. That 2-car, good looking car out there. Terry, obviously a Dodge fan. Every single paint job goes back to Dodge. I'm not going to be the one to tell him he's driving a Chevy, but maybe somebody. No problem. Alright, so one thing I've seen already, inside lines where you want to be. It looks like these guys are pushing up though. I saw Peyton Johnson out back, kind of getting into the wall a little bit in the 85. Really no big deal. He was able to come right off the wall and get it going again. May lose a position to Hill. Andrew Hill on fire in the 77. Tell you another man who's on fire. That's the 87. Ryan Nolan has worked his way up to third right now with a battle for second with Al Smith Jr. And it looks like Ryan Nolan trying to make a liar out of me. He's going on the outside and he's starting to make it happen. I want to thank you guys too, by the way. Hey, chat it up with me. You know, I'm here to tell a story about racing, but as I don't know much about this track, I'd rather just talk to you guys. We can watch the race together, but we'll talk. You got some question, you got a special request, I don't mind doing it. Right now, though, AJ Hamill in that 14, right where he was last week, for every single lap last week. AJ Hamill on fire right now in this series. But he's got Ryan Nolan behind him. Ryan Nolan clear track. We'll see if he's able to catch him up. Jessica Hyde out there tonight. Yeah, Jeff, you know, like I said, I just downloaded the track right before this race. So really the first time I'm seeing it is right here tonight as part of the stream. I know that the Street Stock Series is already run here. So I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to this season or not. Maybe next. Right now the lead, AJ Hamill, a little over 0.6 of a second back to Ryan Nolan. And Nolan knocks about a 1/10 off him at that lap. So we're going to see if he can put a little pressure on AJ Hamill tonight. Nobody really, well, that's not true. I was going to say nobody was able to last week, but I think if it would have gone another 5 or 6 laps, we might have had a different result last week. And you're going to hear me type. We're under yellow again. And that happened as I was typing, so we're going to see if we can figure out what happened. Justin Napier, maybe? Let's find out. There we go. There's a 54 car. So Peyton is inside. Oh, Justin Napier, just too high on that lane. He just clobbered the outside wall. Luckily, everybody was able to go and kind of split him. So that could have been a lot worse. K&N Series would be like the old Busch Grand National cars. I got you. Yeah. Well, joining me up in the booth, unfortunately, he really had hopes for a high finish tonight, given the couple of people that weren't racing. He was going to try and make a little points run at him tonight, but little early incident. Looks like it may have taken him out of the race. Rick Greenaway joining me up in the booth. Rick, aside from the crash, how are you doing tonight?
I'm alright. I couldn't do anything right tonight, Chris. I don't know. I had a pretty solid qualifying. I was 9th or 10th, and I couldn't do anything right once the race started, so I think it was just karma coming to bite me.
Well, buddy, let's make the very best of the situation, and you can help me in the booth.
Yeah, it seems what we do. You crash in K&N, you come up to the booth there. I crash here, I'll come up to the booth with you. That's how we roll.
That's just fine. It's actually been a pretty decent race so far. I know you're just joining us now, but I literally downloaded this about 5 minutes before I got into it. So this is the first time I'm seeing this track. It's a pretty nice looking track.
I absolutely love this track. I don't know why. I love racing on it. I just love how, you can run two grooves in this track. If you know how to handle the brake and the throttle, you can run up high and you can make passes.
Well, that's, that makes for good racing. And we kind of saw it a little earlier. Ryan Nolan was able to make a pass on the outside. Right now, though, when he started on the outside of the front row, the inside had an advantage. And it'll be interesting to see if Ryan is able to get back into it or if he's just going to lose that position.
It looks like he's going to make that pass on the 0-1. It's going to take him a little time, but he'll be able to get past the 0-1. I see that. Actually, as we speak, he's passing the 0-1.
It's the 91, but that's okay.
Oh, it looks like a 0 on my computer.
Nate, check it in the chat. No, it's okay. Yeah, it's tough because I think he has a donut on the left side. Oh, Ellen, going with the Go Boo Bear. Hashtag broke back. Not anymore, Ellen. And it's great to see him out there and doing a fine job of it, too. Running fourth right now. Ooh, Ryan Nolan gets in the wall, and that's going to give JP a chance. JP to the inside. Ryan Nolan a little squirrely after getting into the wall. A little right front damage. JP in the 60 car diving down, looking for third place. So far, it's his. Ryan Nolan fighting back on the outside.
And this outside wall is very unforgiving. If you hit it just right, it's going to shoot you across the track.
Yeah, we kind of saw that, a couple of times during practice. It's hard. It looks like it's a hard wall. No softer barriers here.
No, and I think they used extra concrete on it, or they used some sort of springy material because that thing bounces you across.
JP in the 60 under attack again. The 77, Andrew Hill, trying to get around him and does. Right now, we've got Brian Rogers in the 12. He's on the outside of the 60. The 60 trying to fight back on the inside. And right now, it looks like really the fast lane, maybe a half a lane up.
It is, Chris. If you can hold that kind of in between the low and the high groove, you're going to prevent people from passing you.
So JP back to 6th right now. Still very respectable run he's got going. And I'm sure he's going to just let his tires cool off a little bit You know, he's pushing really hard when he was battling with Ryan, and it showed when Hill was able to get around him. He settled it down. I just heard somebody touch a wall.
It
Chris
looks
Mefford.
like Chris Mefford, yep.
We're going to back it up and see if we can figure out what happened to the 44 of Chris Mefford.
Yeah, looking at him right now, I'm thinking he's probably going to be done for the night.
So Chris was on the outside, Peyton on the inside. And you can see he's already pretty damaged. The right rear really folded in on that car. And he just gets into that outside wall. And just like we were just talking about, from the outside to the inside, and he really had no control of that car. Once it hit, it shot down.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's probably from the karma from when he took me out earlier.
Probably. We're going to go with that. Again, the American Heart Association 100 being brought to you by Racing for a Cause and Racing for a Cause TV. Right now, you've got Chris and my good friend Rick Greenaway up in the booth. We're going over the race. We're chatting with people out here. Really great to see a good number of people out here in chat. Really do appreciate you guys taking some time off from your Wednesday night and joining us here at Racing for a Cause TV. Really do appreciate that. Rick, I again appreciate you coming up. I know it's not fun after you crash. The last thing you really want to do is talk, but you know, at the end of the day, we're race fans too, and we got a good race going on.
All I'm saying is I'd probably rather be on the track or in here than working, you know?
Amen, brother. Amen. So Ryan Nolan started on the outside of the front row last time and kind of got smoked by the 91 Al Smith Jr. And really, it's the inside advantage. It looks like the inside for the first lap or two while you're coming up to speed may have an advantage. This time by he's starting in third, so he'll be second row inside. We'll see if that holds true. Of course, 77 on the outside of him. That's Andrew Hill, and Andrew Hill has been having a pretty fantastic night himself. He's been keeping it clean, moving up, and yeah, he's got himself into fourth place right now.
Yeah, those guys are always pretty strong as it is, so I see them being up front for a good amount of the night.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Kendra Riggs checking in. Kendra, good to see you out there. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming on out. Old Broken Back himself is out there running just fine. Currently being scored in the 9th position, JP is. Qualified 4th, doing really well. I wasn't sure if his back was even ready to go. This is kind of a surprise to me when I saw him in the game tonight, or in the sim, in his car, on the racetrack, whatever you want to say. That was a good start from the front row, and AJ Hamill, actually, he's losing the lead. AJ Hamill, I think that's the first lap he hasn't led in 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid this year in the series, and it's nice to see.
AJ Hamill looks to take a dive down in the bottom, and he is going to get in front of Al Smith Jr. again. AJ Hamill reasserts himself, the leader. Look at them bunch up. Oh boy, they're really bunching up. Very different
like
brake lines there. I almost had to pull a Ken Squire out of my hat right there. I shoved it back in. Shoved it back in.
We appreciate that.
Do you know how lucky it is that I live in the same state as Ken Squire? National treasure when it comes to racing. Speaking of racing, right now, Andrew Hill, I think he's deciding it's time to go as he is down to the inside fighting for second. He got around teammate Ryan Nolan. Andrew Hill in the 77 down low. He's fighting Al Smith Jr. Al Smith Jr. with a little bit of momentum, able to carry it out. Let's get back to that fight. Right behind Smith Jr., you've got Ryan Nolan. Ryan pushing him for everything he's worth. Saying, come on, Al. Come on, Al. The 12 car. That's Brian Rogers Jr. He's looking to get involved in the battle. The 87 has some really rough right front damage. I believe that is affecting the handling of that car as his line has changed.
Yeah, from when he made contact at the wall earlier in the race, probably it's really not helping him getting it down into the corners there.
Yeah, and right now, the beneficiary to all of this racing is A.J. Hamill. A.J. Hamill has opened up a 1 second lead over second place runner Al Smith Jr. Ryan Nolan, Andrew Hill going at it again. Andrew Hill is around Ryan Nolan, and he does take away third at the stripes. Don't know if he's going to be able to hold on to it, but we'll see in a couple of laps here. I don't think Ryan's going to be able to hold him off the way he's running right now. That car is tight with that damage.
I was laughing the other day, Chris, because I was watching a race, and all I could think of was when I was watching Ryan Nolan and Andy there is Talladega Nights, where it seems like Ryan was like Ricky Bobby, and Andy was Cal Norton Jr., where Ryan was always winning and Andy was just coming in second all the time.
Well, you know how it is, Rick. If you ain't first, you're last.
That is true. Still got a solid battle going on here for second through fourth. Also have the number 12 of Brian Rogers in the mix. Then we got a good battle going on for 6th and 7th between Terry Renat and JP.
Yeah, JP starting to make his move, coming back up towards the front of the field in that 60 car. That's going to make a bunch of people in chat happy. Looks like Terry's starting to get a little push out of those tires. You saw him go up pretty high in that corner, almost a diamond. Then it becomes a brake fest into the corner. Trying to roll it up so neither one of them pushes. Good racing right there.
Yeah, and he's on his original tires, so he's probably starting to lose those tires a little bit, seeing we're at lap 60.
Yeah, you're right. And JP did pit about 23 laps ago. No, excuse me, 20 laps ago, JP did pit. So I'm assuming he took at least 2 tires. So he's got some fresher tires than the rest. You got to take advantage of them while you have them, though. They don't stay fresh.
They don't stay fresh, but they're always going to be fresher than the guys that haven't pit.
That's true. That 1 second lead we were talking about earlier, now 1.5 second lead. AJ Hamill over Al Smith Jr. The 14 dominating again tonight. Al Smith Jr. trying to figure out a way to catch him up and see if he can't make a little run on Hamill. And Andrew Hill, solid third place run right now, and we go caution. Uh-oh. I do believe a little commentator curse. Let's take a peek. I'm looking at the 60 car. JP, Justin Pinnell.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Chris, I was just watching it. He got into those rumble strips, and they are not friendly.
Yep. He touched him, and around he went. Well, that surely changes everything. There's some guys that are pitting right now. Oh yeah, pits are very active right now for sure. We've got Al Smith Jr., Ryan Nolan, Andrew Hill, Corey Cook. Bunches in the pits right now. Oh wait, I can do this. It's not really showing anything. I gotta figure out a couple of these buttons.
It's all right. We're gonna have a tutorial soon, once everything settles down.
And if you're seeing my stream starting to get a little wonky, I can explain. My family just got home, which means 2 cell phones, hard at work, over the internet, probably a tablet. You would think that my internet would be able to handle that. Wow. Well, that'll straighten itself out in just a second. Right now, though, 66 laps of 100 done. The American Heart Association 100 here in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. AJ Hamill has been the man. I think he's led all but 1 lap tonight. Brian Rogers in the 12 car. He's to the outside. Justin McDuff in the 20 to the inside, starting 3rd. Those 3 cars have not pit. JP starting 4th after that little accident. Let's see if he has the tires to hold on. Corey Cook in the 29, the first car to have pit out of the last bunch. AJ Hamill with a great restart. The 20 car, Justin McDuff, follows him through. Brian Rogers in the 12 takes over 3rd. JP, Justin Pinnell, right now, the battle for 3rd is on. Oh, we've got the 12 car going around, the big one. We got a big one. Let's take a peek and see if we can figure out what happened there. Looks like the 12 and the 91.
No, the 12 and the 60 actually got
60.
together.
Oh, 12 and the 60 got together. Oh, boy.
It looks like both wanted the same piece of real estate coming off the corner. And they both reached it at the same time. And so the 12 got the worst of it and spun head first right into the outside wall. And the 91 was just a subject of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And along with Ryan Nolan also. So it looks like we have the 12, the 87, the 77, the 91, and the 60 involved in that wreck.
That's a lot of cars. The 60 able to maintain spot though. He's going to be restarting third. The 91 to the outside, starting fourth. Al Smith Jr., AJ Hamill, Justin McDuff. That's going to make up your front row. Oh, no contact. I didn't see it. I didn't think there was. JP says no contact. I didn't see any there between... Yeah, we'll go back and look at that again. But I didn't see anything there either. JP, the only guy I know with a broken back, racing in one hand, typing in the other. That's it. Pace car lights are off. We're getting set to go back green flag racing. We're going to have 26 laps to go when we hit the green flag. It's anybody's game right now. AJ Hamill, Justin McDuff up front. JP, Al Smith Jr. making up the second row. 29 of Corey Cook and Terry Rennert. That's the third row. Peyton Johnson, Andrew Hill right behind them. So what's it going to be? Tires or track position?
If I can get tires, I want them. With the amount of laps left,
Ooh,
if I can get tires, I give them.
We had something happen out there on the track. We're going to back it up. I know we're not going yellow, but we saw it. We got to take a look at it. The 60 and the 20 got together. And it did actually end up bringing out a caution.
And Chris, to go back to that incident with the 60, you're right. There was no contact with the 60. How it was is when the 12 came off, it looks like the 91 was right there on the bumper, and I think it might have actually been an air situation where JP was up close to him and the 91 was right behind him, and it just spun him around because there was no contact by either cars, but they were all just right there.
Oh, there you have it. Thanks for going back and taking a peek. I didn't think I saw any contact on that one. This last one, though, the damage tells it all. Got a little bit of damage on that right front. Not enough. I don't think that's going to be enough to really hurt him, though. I mean, we got some caution laps to take up some of this. I mean, we're going to probably start with 19 laps or so to go. JP coming on saying, yeah, that one was me. Pace car lights are off. Cars are lined up 2 by 2. We're set to go back. Green flag racing. One more time around the track. At this pace, then we kick it up again, light that fuse, and get these little late models going again. AJ Hamill, your leader in the 14. Al Smith Jr. in the 91, starting on the outside. JP, Justin Pinnell in the 60, starting third. Terry Renner, he's in the 2 car, starting in 4th. Peyton Johnson 5th. Andrew Hill 6th. Corey Hill 7th. The Flying Aussie, Phil Otto, starting in 8th. Justin McDuff 9th. Ryan Nolan 10th. AJ Hamill with a very nice restart again. Ooh, the 91 in the 2. Mixing it up a little bit. JP going for 2nd place. JP wheeling that 60 car. Trying to get around. Al Smith Jr. in the 91. Not able to do it that time by. It is amazing. You look at these cars and just look at the right front fenders on most of them. They're all crumpled. Almost every single car out there, crumpled right front fender.
Yes, it's basically how I feel Thompson is going to look after this weekend. I think if anybody wants some street stock late model, maybe some modified sheet metal, this weekend at Thompson's probably going to be a good bet to be able to pick some up.
"13 laps to go for AJ Hamill." AJ absolutely tearing it up again this week. So far, you see it right there. Started first, currently first. He's led 85 laps, so that's a pretty good night by anybody's standards.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay if you're interested in like leading laps, and probably the favorite to win the race.
Yeah, that's all you have to do. Just lead the most laps, including the last one, and you probably win.
I mean, it takes real skill to be able to be like the one with the most laps down. Just saying.
Your top 5 on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen right now. AJ Hamill, Al Smith Jr., Terry Renner, McDuff, and Pinnell. We'll keep that up right now as we have 10 laps to go. 10 more laps for AJ Hamill. Can he bring that American Diabetes Association car home with the checkered flag? We're going to find out here very quickly. 90 miles an hour around this little half-mile bull ring. It's going to be fun. You see right now, Al Smith Jr. just behind by 0.7 of a second. So really, if AJ messes up just a little bit and pushes up the track, say, Al Smith is going to be the one to try and take advantage.
And, if he can push it in there, he will definitely get it. Since the stick, it will work in his advantage, but his tires are old, so we'll see.
Well, Hamill has not pit. Plain and simple. Al Smith Jr., he pit 30 laps ago. Terry running in third. Terry pit 30 laps ago. McDuff pit 17 laps ago. All these guys, fresher tires, and yet they can't seem to catch AJ Hamill. But you said it earlier. He's been on an absolute tear in this series. This is really the only series he runs with us, and I think he must practiced quite a bit, would be my bet.
Yeah, and I think he just likes short track racing in these type of cars, because I know he races in a super late model series, races with us here, so I think it's just something about this type of car that he just, really kind of just gravitates to. But with 3 laps to go, he's looking pretty solid to come away with the victory.
Yeah, that interval not changing. 0.783, the interval from leader to second place, and it's not changing. Not enough to do anything anyways. AJ Hamel crosses the start-finish line once again. That makes it 2 laps to go. What are you thinking right now? You're thinking, don't let the sweat on your palms bother you. Take a big breath, relax, hit your marks. Am I missing anything?
Hoping my tires will last for 100 laps and not 99.
Yeah. Speaking of lap 99, here we are. AJ Hamel on the last lap. And that will do it. AJ Hamel, your winner tonight. Man, what a run.
That was a great run for him. I mean, he controlled this race from get-go, right from the beginning to the end.
Really nice race out of that number 14 tonight. Again, doing it without tires. That's the second week in a row.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely can get away with not pitting for tires. But sometimes depending on the track, it is nice to have those fresher tires.
And you're going to ask yourself, why is the 60 car doing a burnout? I'm going to tell you a little story here in just a second about that. I'm pretty sure I know what it's about. AJ Hamel says, enough. Everybody else, that's enough. It's my turn. And he gets into Al Smith Jr. right in the middle of his burnout. Al, you got in the way. So the 60 car, burning the house down. What's that about? JP came up with a special paint scheme. And that's why a lot of people are here watching him race. And when he first came out with that paint scheme, he said that he would run that paint scheme until he got a top 5 finish. And guess what he did tonight? A top 5 finish. JP, welcome back. Good job. Whew. Let's take a look at the results. Of course, your winner tonight in the 14 car, the American Diabetes Association 14 of AJ Hamel, Al Smith Jr. coming home in the 91 car, second place. Justin McDuff, third. Terry Renner coming home fourth in that number 2. JP, we just talked about him in that 60 car, coming home in fifth place. Peyton Johnson, sixth. Andrew Hill, seventh. Phil Otto, the Flying Aussie, continuing another good week, coming home eighth. Corey Cook, ninth. Justin Napier, 10th. Ryan Nolan able to get 11th out of tonight. Kind of a poor run, not something we're used to seeing, but a little bit of damage earlier. I think that really affected the car. Brian Rogers, 12th. Zach Coyer, 13th. Chris Mefford, 14th. And then we're not going to talk about the rest, right, Rick?
Hey, I got top 15 finish,
All right. So I want to thank everybody, first of all, for coming out. Secondly, because of some some flack that I got last week, I got to do one driver interview, and it is for tonight's winner because he gave me flack on the internet, and I felt bad especially since his cause and my cause are kind of the same. The driver of the number 14 car, the American Diabetes Association driver, AJ Hamill. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
AJ, the floor is yours.
Floor is mine.
Take it away. You had a speech prepared last week. I want that speech, and I want it now, mister.
That was so embarrassing, I deleted it 2 hours later. I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, hey.
Get through a question or two. We'll get to it.
I got you, buddy. I got you. Bring it. Starting on the pole, you led every lap except for, I think, 3. And that 3 was pretty close. You know, the driver had a bumper on you at one point. How did the car feel towards the middle to end of the race? Were you feeling any push at all?
No, well, it helped to have the clean air and have them all battling behind me. So I didn't really have to push. I could take a little bit easier in the center and get my run off. I think if any fresh tires had started a little closer, I could have been in trouble. But just being the leader and being able to control that restart is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw that, actually. And a couple of times what we even saw was not just being the leader, but being the second row inside. So the guy right behind you was also taking advantage of your starts.
Sure. Yeah, if you got outside, you could run really, you could hold your own from what I could see. But if you don't know when the leader's going, you're at a huge disadvantage, and then you got to make all that ground up.
Absolutely. All right, I think this is the point where you're going to be able to take over. Is there anybody out there that you want to thank?
Oh, so I'm so unprepared. Yeah, American Diabetes Association. Good to get another win for them. I don't know why these guys have been so nice to me in qualifying. I don't know. I honestly don't know where that lap came from. I'm not trying to be that guy. I literally don't know how that happened. I was expecting to run somewhere in the top 5 and try to figure it out. Who else? Arts Barbershop, White Knuckle Clothing, new clothing company geared at old school racers. Check them out, whiteknuckleclothinginc.com. They got some pretty cool stuff. My what are we called? What did Lambert call us? Racing buddies. Justin McDuff and Al Smith Jr. Another 1, 2, 3 for us. We're pretty psyched about that.
Perfect. Well, I had to do it tonight. After last week, I absolutely had to do it tonight. So there it is, my friend. Welcome again to Victory Lane. It's good to see a Vermonter up there. I saw Andrew Hill kind of give you a little bump on the side, another Vermonter. So it's good to see you up there. We do like seeing our own win once in a while.
I'm happy to represent. That's 2 in a row, by the way.
Oh, I know. I'm with you.
The reason I say is it can end at any minute, and I'll never see you again. So I appreciate them when they happen.
That's it. All right, AJ. Have a good night, bud.
Thanks.
That's AJ Hamill, tonight's winner in the 14 American Diabetes Association car. Guys, I want to thank you all again very much for coming on out and joining us and taking time out of your night on a Wednesday night. Thank you very much from Racing for a Cause TV. Thank you very much from the drivers at Racing for a Cause. Rick, any final thoughts at all?
Well, my final thought, I get my first second, I don't get an interview. And he gives you crap, and he gets his.
Listen,
I see how I rate.
You had booth time. That counts for something. All right. Hey, and with that's it. That's all. We can all just shut it off and be done for the night. Have a great night, everybody. Really do appreciate it. Thank you.
Tell your pals.